Is good, everybody, and welcome to the Weekday Wagers. My name is Mark Wallace. I am so happy and so glad that you are joining us here on this Friday afternoon as we get ready to kick off the weekend with, we're going to be a little bit light this weekend. We don't have a six-pack, but we do have a solid four-pack. DG is taking care of some of his other work business, so he's actually presenting as I am speaking to you right now. So otherwise, he would be here to join in the party. But we do have so much to get into. Not only do we have my picks and Rob's picks, and I think I'm frozen. Am I freezing again? Hopefully that is getting better. What the heck is going on? There. You back? All right. I got my picks, Rob's picks. We've got the saloon shot. So get your saloon shots into that chat now so we can get those included. And on top of that, it's Masters weekend. Robbie and I said, hey, listen, if either one of us played golf, you know damn well we're going to win the Masters. So why not put together a Masters menu? And what would that look like? I think you're going to enjoy this. Two very, very different menus. So depending on who, between Robbie and I, who wins, you're going to get fed two different styles of food. Go ahead, put your menu items that would be on your Masters dinner list, Champions dinner. What would those be? And while we get to that, let's take a look and see what happened yesterday. And you know what? Look, yesterday, our picks, we started out 2-0 until the Pacers and Nets decided that they were going to actually play the game, and they can't score more than 55 points in the first quarter. Are you kidding me? What the heck? I hate the NBA. I hate it. 54 points. You can't get to 55? Come on now. You're better than that. Thank goodness Toronto did what they were supposed to do. They actually ended up winning by double digits, so I like that there. But, you know, I'm not doing this alone. Not this show. Not when we got Robbie Hockey, who is from the very familiar confines of his home today. Robbie, so good to see you, buddy. How you doing?
Man, good to see you. I feel like I haven't been on here in a month. You know, they've had me in captivity over here in Tennessee, but it feels great to be back. Of course, the show I come back, there's no hockey tonight. What are you doing, NHL? What are we doing? It's a Friday night. There's nothing going on. Why is there not any hockey on?
You know, there's no hockey on, but yet we have 15 or 16 basketball games. It's like, I quit. The scheduling, the director of scheduling for the NHL needs to be fired. Yes. How are you not taking advantage of the last weekend of the regular season and you decide that you're going to skip out on a Friday night? We do have some comments here. Joe says he's looking for a lot of pent-up anger from you. I know, people have been missing you on the Wednesdays and Thursday show yesterday. Miss Kim says she needs an angry Robbie fix in a hurry. By not putting hockey on the schedule for tonight, yeah, that's got to piss you off.
Strike one already. We're already off to a terrible start.
Nate brings up that there was two massive heavyweight tilts that delivered on the ice last night. Dallas, Minnesota, and Tampa, Montreal. Your thoughts on what's happening?
Yeah, the Dallas, Minnesota game was awesome. I know they're going to be meeting up in the playoffs, and if this is what we're going to get every night, then sign me up for that. I do think that it's going to be more tight checking. Once they do get into the playoffs, you probably won't see a 5-4 game, but it was just back and forth. It was a legit heavyweight fight. Both teams brought it. And then Montreal beating Tampa Bay last night. I finally caught the dragon. I got the Cole Caulfield goal. He got 50. And then Jaraj Slafkovsky got his 30th last night, played both of them, and they both hit. So I was definitely happy with that game. And then, yeah, my Preds, they do what the Preds do. Played Utah, got killed 4-1 in a game they needed. And then I think the Sharks are done after seeing that terrible performance against the Ducks last night. I stayed up late to watch that game because I'm an idiot. And, yeah, it was just terrible.
Yeah, and for me last night, it was the Sabres game, right? That game. Don't look at the final score because that final score is BS. Absolute BS. It was 1-0 going into the third, and they were trading punches with the Blue Jackets, with Columbus, and they were going back and forth, and neither team could get really the upper hand. Colton Ellis for the Buffalo Sabres got his first career NHL shutout dude played out of his mind last night. Just was phenomenal at shutting down the Blue Jackets. Teams like Columbus, San Jose, who were clinging on to that last little hope of making the playoffs, starting to look pretty grim, right?
Yeah, for both of them, actually. Columbus hasn't played good hockey in about a week and a half, and San Jose, they were right there, and they've just kind of let it slip through their fingers. Nashville's beat them 15 straight times now, and they have to play each other next week. I'm telling you right now, on a Friday, I don't know what day of the week we play them, we have beat them 15 straight times. We will lose this one because it matters for us. We will lose this one. I will die on that hill because it's the Predators' thing to do. Pete DeBoer got his big win in the Islanders last night. That was huge.
Yep.
They looked really good last night. So, and Ottawa keeps on winning as well. So, yeah, it's getting crunch time for a lot of these teams down the stretch.
Well, let's kind of jump ahead then a little bit and start looking at what those playoffs look like. Given how teams have either fought their way into the playoffs or have lost their way out of the playoffs, who do you think? Because we've had this discussion before, who do you like coming out of the West? Who do you like coming out of the East? Who's the dark horse team? Who is that sleeper team that has been sneakily playing out of their just lights out for the last week and a half, 2 weeks?
The Utah Mammoth. They got Logan Cooley back. He's on that line with Dylan Gunther now, and I think they've scored almost 6 goals in like 6 straight games. I think last night they won 5-1, but still 5 goals, 6 goals in their last 5 or 6 games. They look really, really good because you've got Keller and Schmaltz on the line. You got Gunther and Cooley on the line. You got Mikhail Sergachev, who doesn't get a lot of credit on the defense. I think they're a team, like if they match up with Edmonton, depending on if Draisaitl's back or not, it wouldn't shock me if Utah takes out Edmonton in the first round if they meet up.
Okay. The Utah Mammoth team is a scary team. I would hate to be an opposing team right now who's drawing the Utah Mammoth. I think that they're really starting to catch fire and really starting to build that momentum as they go into the playoffs. And that's a scary, scary combination.
Yeah, for sure. So, catching a lot of props on the Utah Mammoth. So I very much appreciate them right now.
There you go. Let's switch gears a little bit. Let's jump off the ice and onto the diamond. We're 3-4 weeks into the season. What are your initial gut impressions so far as how this season is starting to take shape?
Well, as a Red Sox fan, you guys need to calm down in Boston. You would think we are dead in the water already. Now, they do need to pick it up. They are not playing very well at all. But I've seen videos of Red Sox fans just acting like jackasses. And it's like, man, it's all right. We're in April. It's like seeing everybody mad that their home runs aren't hitting. We're in April. You got to realize, man, it's still 40 to 30 degrees in some places right now. So it's, for me, I've been keeping up with Boston more than anybody else. But for me, it's just Boston fans, simmer down. It'll be okay.
So, well, let me ask you this, because I also know that Shohei Ohtani has made you a ton of money in the past. Have you been impressed with the start of the Dodgers season up to this point, or have they kind of come out a little flat in your opinion?
I'd say kind of in the middle. They're a team that knows, I think, when they need to turn it on, like we talked last year. I think down the stretch, we were talking about how they were just kind of chugging along. And as soon as the playoffs hits, all those guys started hitting. Shohei is Shohei. He's really good. I actually like him today. But, getting a little below plus 200, you can't put that on a Daily Dinger video. But this Friday, I do like him. And as you know, last week, him and Judge, the two GOATs on Friday, came through, and Nick Kurtz didn't. I may or may not play that again this week just because you got to do it.
So let me ask you then that $1 million question, because everybody wants to know. Are you actually playing a Shohei Ohtani home run tonight?
Yeah, I paired him with Judge. I did one with him and Judge. And that's how you really got to attack those two guys. And especially for me, when my brain has been on ice, figuratively, literally, it's been on the NHL. Like, the way my brain works, I got to focus on one sport and one sport only. And then once it's over, I'll start getting into the other. But that's what I did tonight with those two guys. Just, have a little bit of fun. I may have added Nick Kurtz in there because he's yet to go yard this season. I mean, he's due.
Oh.
If anybody's due, it's Nick Kurtz. So
Okay. So, and just so everybody knows, here's a cheat code. If Robbie is on Shohei Ohtani, there are certain cappers, myself included. I know Preston is also included in this. We stay away from that.
Yeah.
We don't tail that because if we tail it, it never works out. However, if Robbie plays it and he doesn't hit a home run tonight, we hammer it tomorrow.
Yeah.
I think Cash is like, it's almost an auto lock. It just happens. It's the funniest thing in the world. I can't explain it. I have no idea why, but it works. So there's that.
Yep.
If Shohei Ohtani doesn't hit a home run tonight, hammer him tomorrow to go yard because that's free money.
Yep, 100%.
as Kim says, wait until tomorrow. Robbie rules. Joe thinks I've been taking some of Robbie's supplements.
Yeah, man. Looking buff over there.
Well, you know what? All right. I'm going to pull back the curtain a little bit. At my age, I have started to realize that the grind that I put on my body, the stressors that I put on my body on a daily basis, there was nothing really to counteract that. And so for the last 3 weeks, I have been using a stationary bike. And I have been biking anywhere from 20 to, on the weekends, I will do 60 to 70 miles a day on the bike.
Nice.
And so that's what I've been doing. And I feel better. I didn't realize that a stationary bike was the full body workout because you're working your core. Muscles that I didn't realize I still had are getting used again. And so, yeah, I appreciate it, Joe. No, I'm not doing any of the supplements. I'm not on the juice. That's what all
DG may or may not be. DG may or may not be. I haven't asked him how he likes it, but I know he at least tried some. So I need to touch base with him and actually see how it's working for him.
Is he bulking? I'm wondering if he's trying to get back into playing basketball. Is he bulking up or what's he doing?
He's trying to get back in the gym, get a little more active, he said. Summer's coming up, so I know he's got some vacation, so I'm sure he's just trying to trim down and get his six-pack back for the summer.
Listen, dad bods are the rage now, all right? It's okay. It's okay to have a little bit of that.
Nah. I'm gonna rage if I end up with a dad bod. I wake up one morning. That's the kind of rage you'll get out of me. No, sir.
That's hilarious.
Put me in a coma to keep me from working out.
Kyle says it's still too early for home runs. Kind of to your point that nothing makes sense, including the weather, unless it's daytime Devers. And it always close with the way Mark looks like. Joe, I have no idea how you do it, my friend. You are dialed in. It scares the hell out of me, to be honest. I'm afraid every time I see what Mark looks like comment, I'm like, damn, he's so accurate.
He slipped something in your pocket when y'all met up last year. I think he's tracking you.
Yeah, something. I gotta get a scan. Anyway, daytime Devers still continues to be a thing.
Yeah, I think I texted you guys. I was like, that's on me. I didn't realize he was playing in the day. Now, it wasn't on Thursday. It was on Wednesday. Still delivered. Hit a home run. I mean, it's crazy. That guy, anytime he's playing during the day and you got some chains lying around, I would sprinkle it on Devers. I mean, he just seems to always show up, especially if it's a Thursday. It's daytime and a Thursday, absolutely.
So speaking of Thursdays, I was on yesterday and had a chance to do a little Survivor talk. And I don't know if you caught it yesterday, but I'm the idiot that watched the wrong episode. And I immediately corrected it. As soon as the show ended, I'm flipping it on and I've got Survivor on. My wife comes into the office and says, she goes, why are you watching Survivor? And I'm like, because I'm watching the episode I was supposed to watch before the show. I just went on the show and was a complete idiot. So Kim says, my hair's pulled back, pulled tight, but no earrings. My earring days are over. I used to have both two on the left and or 3 on the left, 2 on the right. Yeah, my earring days are done.
I got one up here, but that was spring break Panama City 2007, and I'm still not sure how it ended up in there, but it's gone now.
Did you really?
Yeah.
So you went for the top of the ear as opposed to the bottom.
Yeah, apparently. I don't remember doing it that much. I just remember they said they set me down and they did it, and I went, ow, and I got up and left, and that was it. Woke up the next morning, had blood all over my pillow. I was like, oh, no, I've gotten in a fight, and I have clearly lost. And I was like looking at my face. I was like, I'm fine. There's no marks. And then all of a sudden, they're like, yeah, look at your ear, genius. I was like, oh, okay. Long story short, it got infected in Panama City because I definitely didn't take care of it, and then I pulled that thing out about a month later.
Gotcha. All right. That makes sense. So you were obviously under the influence.
A little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Right.
I always tell my wife I went there for a mission trip that I was like promoting Bibles and going door to door to all the co-eds and trying to introduce them to Jesus, and just got a little high on life and got an earring on accident. Somebody slipped something in my holy water.
I'm not touching that. I'm not going anywhere near that. In fact, let's just go to today's haiku is brought to you by Seeing the Board. Now available.
There you go.
It is now available. Listen, I am humbled every single day when I look up and see the number of sales. It just continues to grow. So thank you very much. And speaking of things that we are all very grateful for, I've got a household of family coming over this weekend, and true story, I sprinkled some Bassett blends into some scrambled eggs the last time I made them. My grandchildren won't eat my daughter's scrambled eggs. They only want Papa's scrambled eggs. That's how good this stuff is. This is where you can find it.
Hey, what's up, everybody? It's your boy Seabass, the only 5-star chef in the game. We all know sports betting is full of bad beats and tough calls, but when it comes to flavor, there's no second guessing. Bassett's Blends is the plus EV lock of every meal. We don't need a stinking model. Crafted with winning spices and bold taste, Bassett's Blends comes in 3 flavors: original, hot, and no salt. That's going to turn chicken, steak, vegetables, any dish into a can't miss cover every night. With Bassett's Blends, there's no bad beats, no flavor fades, just guaranteed greatness. Check out the link right here where you can pick up your Bassett's Blends for a guaranteed lock every single night.
Every single night. I love the way he finishes that at the end. Listen, talk about finishing things at the end. The LA Dodgers, this is going to be a blowout here, okay? Yes, I know the Rangers are coming into LA. They're feeling good. They just swept Seattle, and that's great. This is a completely different beast. You are going from a solid team to the best offense in baseball right now, and it's not even close. Texas they're hitting 234. They're scoring under 4 runs a game, and the Dodgers are basically playing a different sport. They're hitting 287, putting up over 6 runs a night. That's not a gap. That's a canyon. And if you're Texas, the only way you survive that kind of a matchup is by getting a legit start on the mound and keeping the game quiet early. It's going to be tough, though, especially when you're deciding to roll out Kumar Rocker. And the Dodgers are going with Tyler Glasnow, and this is where it starts to get a little lopsided because not only has he been sharp to start the year, but he's absolutely owned the Rangers over his career. We're talking a 0.38 ERA across 4 career starts. That's not just good. That's, damn, they're not even seeing the ball good. And then we're going to go with the White Sox and Royals first 5 under 4.5. You can get that at -110. And this is one of those games. You don't have to overthink it. You just ask yourself a simple question. Who's scoring early? And the answer is neither one of these teams look like they can score early in this one. And they're not in any sort of a rush to try to fix it either. The White Sox offense, they've been doing exactly what we thought it would be. They're near the bottom of the league in basically everything that matters. And then you flip it over to Kansas City, and it's not like they're coming in hot either. They just got shut out by the same White Sox team and have scored a total of 3 runs over their last 3 games. That's not exactly inspiring confidence heading into a first 5 bet here where all we need is some quiet early production. So we've got 2 cold offenses, 2 pitchers with strong matchup history, and a number sitting at 4.5 for the first 5. This just feels like it's going to be one of those quiet 1-0, 2-0, 2-1 type games through 5 innings where you're never really sweating the over. That's what I'm on. Rob, what do
Yeah, like I said, no hockey tonight. Thanks, NHL. I'm back on the show, and I got to bet baseball. So I know you see a minus 140, but I made up with it for a plus 102. Taking George Springer, 2+ total bases at plus 102. He's gone over in 2 straight. Started a little bit slow to start the year, but he's cleared in 6 straight versus Minnesota, averaging 4 total bases in his last 6 games. He's also going against Simeon Woods Richardson. And as I said today on the Daily Dinger, his pitch mix is heavy in the fastball and the slider. Let's see. Springer, 1 for 2 against SWR. No home runs yet. Changes today. But Springer did have 12 home runs on the fastball and 4 off the slider last season against right-handed pitchers. This just feels like a solid matchup. It's in Toronto, so you got the dome. Hopefully you got the roof closed, so weather won't be a factor. But I love George Springer's props today. Second, this is the juicy one, taking Christian Yelich, 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 140. Look, feel free to add something to this. Maybe add an Ohtani hit or something. You could bring this to plus 100. He's going against Jake Irvin. His pitch mix right now, fastball heavy, 38.8%, curve, 32.9%, and the changeup right at 12.3%. I say the changeup because Christian Yelich has absolutely dominated this pitch mix. Let's see, last season, 8 home runs off the fastball, 3 off the curve, and 4 on the changeup. So either 3 of those he's seeing really well. He's also 6 for 11 with a home run versus Jake Irvin. I think this is a smash spot for Christian Yelich. So give me Christian Yelich, 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs at minus 140, and George Springer, 2+ total bases at plus 102.
I like it. I like that a lot. Springer has been quite like, I can't get a read on him or that Toronto team, to be honest. You know, I mean, you think that they would just come out and start crushing it, and they
and his pitch mix looks really, really good today. Like, he was one of my top guys. I think in that White Sox game, I think it could be Bobby Witt's day to break out. He really hasn't had a breakout game. It's Friday. It's the White Sox. I think he could have a big game. Whether that goes over or under in the total, I think Bobby Witt should have a good game as well today.
I like it. I like it. So it's that time. It literally, this is what makes Fridays so special here at Weekday Wagers, because we get to bring you the Saloon Shot. Oh, I like it. And our saloon members already. You know what? I think that's a little bit better. And you know what, Miss Kim? I apologize because I was talking to Robbie as soon as I loaded this graphic. I believe you have another mug coming. And we're just going to have to, DG's just going to have to create a separate saloon mug shot for you. At this point, it's ridiculous with the number of mugs you're collecting. Yeah, the mug is in the making, so don't worry about that. And of course, you know, Robbie, I don't know if you know this or not, but Joe Neuenfeld was the very first person to ever get a mug hoisted onto the wall of the saloon. Did you know that?
First time hearing this. That's shocking. I've never heard that. Kind of like, did you know Seabass did his take in one take as well?
No.
Yeah. I actually texted him today. I sent him the Daily Dinger. I said, you'd be proud, Seabass did this in one take, balls and all. Because I think I said balls like 27 times in one sentence. I was like, screw it. We're leaving it. It's a Friday. Let's have some fun.
I see this one here. Let's see. Miss Kim says, can she have one with piano keys? I will definitely send that along to DG. And I know when he's watching, that's why I just flagged that. So he can't ignore it now. He's got to make one with piano keys. Well, sing me a song if you're the piano man. Little Billy Joel. Mm-hmm. Anyway. I like Billy Joel. So let's get to our salute shots. We got a hits, runs, RBI parade with you, Robbie. Go ahead. Why don't you start us off?
Yeah, we just cleared this line. And like I've already talked about George Springer, he's at 3+ hits, runs, and RBIs for today. I think he gets it because I think he goes yard. Already talked about his matchup. And there's my GOAT, Shohei Ohtani, for 3+ hits, runs, and RBIs. Played that instead of the home run, keep it a little bit safe. And then Bobby Witt, he cleared yesterday. He's cleared yesterday in 2 straight versus the White Sox. He's yet to really have that breakout game. I think today could be Witt's day. And then Christian Yelich went with my other play, 2+ hits, runs, and RBIs. Already talked about his dominance over Jake Irvin. Put all them together at a plus 1,003.
All right. I like it. And you know what? We've got the Mad Max for DG's plays. I'm gonna give you a chance to kind of read about my saloon shot simply because these are both MLB props and I am not the prop guy. So we'll come back to you. I'll give you a chance to take a look at that and see what you like.
Okay.
I am going with no runs. No runs. Just a hell of a lot of strikeouts. And we're going to go with Colorado, San Diego. No run first inning. San Francisco Giants, Baltimore Orioles. No run first inning. Arizona, Philly. No run first inning. And then we're going to take Tyler Glasnow because I think the Dodgers win by more than 2 runs. We're going to expect him, and we're going to take an alt line for his strikeouts. We're just going to bump it up 1 to where he gets 8. Put all 4 of those together. That's 1159. And Joe brings up a great point. 2 Max Muncies blew his mind yesterday. Did you see that? I had, first of all, I did know that there were 2 Max Muncies, which is why I did put down on the graphic. This one is for the Athletics.
Yep.
Then that they were born on the exact same day. That's the part. Now, years apart. So there's like a 12-year difference, but still.
There's a glitch. There's a glitch in the matrix somewhere. Gotta be.
Wow.
Gotta be.
Wow.
But I do see why DG likes this Max Muncy. I actually looked at the other one for the Dodgers. But this Max Muncy has gone over his hits, runs, and RBIs in 6 straight. Doesn't look like they have any matchup data against Clay Holmes, but it's Clay Holmes. I like that play. Just the simple fact that he's hitting really well right now. Drake Baldwin, I don't have his stats pulled up, but I know he's been on a tear for Atlanta. Like, he's had a really great start to the season. He thinks he goes yard today. I don't hate that either. Weather there is supposed to be pretty nice. It was one of the games that if you're targeting home runs, if that's what you want to do in April, that's one of the games that I think you could have it. I like him and Matt Olson in that one. Him and Matt Olson, I think, both look really good in that game.
If that's what you want to do, if that's how you get your kicks.
Hey, man.
So here, let's play a little game with this. I put the Mad Max. Max Muncy obviously is the max in this. Drake Baldwin. Any idea why we got the Mad with Baldwin?
No. I was thinking of the Baldwin brothers, the actors maybe, but I don't know where he came in. Is that it?
You're getting hot. Alec Baldwin.
Alec Baldwin, that's the guy.
Baldwin left that angry voice message for his daughter, calling her a little pig.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, because he was upset. Yeah, well, yeah. So anyway, that's where the Mad Max comes from. Play on the ball, and then obviously Max Muncy. So there's that. Joe says, fun fact, Glasnow had an incident at the Fontainebleau Sports Book in December after the World Series. There's a part of me that wants to know what the incident was. But then there's another part that said, maybe I don't want to know.
I definitely want to know. Kind of like, I can't believe we haven't touched on this, but the Mike Vrabel, Diana Rossini, is that who it is? Oh my gosh. That's some shady stuff going on there.
So your thoughts. I have some thoughts, but what are yours?
I showed the pictures to Sarah, and I said, Sarah, I'm at a resort. This is a woman, clearly not you. I was like, if somebody took a screenshot of me interlocking hands like this with another woman, Sarah goes, you're definitely doing something you shouldn't be doing. So without her knowing any of the situation, I was just like, these two, do you think they're a couple? She goes, well, yeah, the interlocking hands, they probably are. She goes, or he's cheating. And it's like, well, you might be close.
Or they both are. So it's funny you say that because I also went to my wife. Because first of all, allegedly, Vrabel and this Diana
Rossini
were captured in photographs, holding hands, engaged in a hug at a resort where their spouses were not at. And without giving any context at all, went to my wife and said, "What do you think?" And she goes, "Who's the couple?" And I went, explained it to her a little more. So here's the situation. Here's what's happening. What she told me, I said, if you saw this of me, you're a dead man.
Yep.
Now, I'll show Joe has met my wife. I 100% know that Joe will back me up on this because my wife falls asleep to Dateline, to Snapped, to Buried in the Yard shows.
I do too.
This is what calms her down.
Oh yeah.
So I'm like, listen, first of all, honey, I'm very glad it's not me. And I'm just asking you because I really want to know, kind of your perspective. And she says, I'll put it like this. So I am allergic to tree nuts. I cannot eat walnuts, pecans, pistachios, anything like that. I go into anaphylactic shock. I choke. I die. I'm done. She says, I would make you a chocolate chip cookie and I would grind up the walnuts and I would put that in the cookie and I would watch you eat it. And I would take your EpiPen and hide it from you. And the reason the reason I'm saying that here is because it is now forever encapsulated on the internet. So that if I suddenly pass,
smart.
Not that I'm giving my wife any reason to kill me, but if I suddenly pass, I'm hoping that the Weekday Wagers chat, you and DG would have the wherewithal to be like, nah, I think we should probably look into this one.
Yeah. If it's got anything to do with anaphylactic shock, anything like that, whatever. Yeah.
Because Joe's right. Look, she's Italian. She's a redheaded Italian. Yeah.
You double screwed, buddy.
I love her. I love you, honey.
If they took a picture of him hugging her, like a hug is fine. Them sitting at the hot tub beside each other, I saw nothing wrong with that. They were clearly spaced apart. Didn't see anything wrong with that. Friends can sit near each other without anything happening. But the interlocking, I have never, with another woman, since my wife, interlocked hands like that.
So
that's
hold on.
the giveaway.
But you bring up a great point because we all remember the Weekday Wager show that you did next to DG. Your knees were rubbing.
Yeah, it was a tight couch, though.
Could it be that there just wasn't a lot of pool space at this resort?
At the hot tub, maybe, but there was a lot of space on that balcony or whatever they were at, interlocking. Yeah, what's in the water in Boston? Didn't the we already got Robert Kraft and his fiasco.
Yeah,
I don't even want to go down that rabbit hole. And then was it the Celtics head coach that also had some infidelities after they won a title? I think. Yeah. I'm just going to stay away from Boston unless Sarah's with me.
Listen, it makes it so much easier to be a Preds fan now, right?
Very much. Yeah. You only got the bachelorettes on the pedal taverns down on Broadway. You ain't got to worry about any of those.
I love it.
They're too drunk. They're too drunk to know what's going on.
And this is what Kim brings up a great point. She literally tweets out all the time how she kind of settled in her marriage, right? He's mid, he's average, he's not. Dude, how do you ever? Look, I do know this. You and I have known each other now for several years, and while we have never met in person, I do know this about you, that I have never, ever heard a disparaging word come about from you or DG about your spouses, period. And I know that you guys haven't heard that from me at all. I don't.
No.
Even Jill knows my wife would kill me if I said something bad about her. But anyway,
Yeah.
But I guess my point being, how does that happen? Where you got somebody going out on a social media platform and posting this to hundreds of thousands of people.
She did it on ESPN as well. Like that, and him as a man, I feel bad because you're like, you just got called mid, not by some stranger, not by some woman that you don't know, but your wife.
Right.
Like
Rossini is mid.
Being honest.
It is what it is. Yeah. I'm so glad you brought that up because it has been one of those things that like it bothers me to no end. And the fact that they get exposed, I think it's a day and age where public humiliation is a painful lesson. I mean, remember at least they weren't at the Coldplay concert, on the Kiss Cam.
Been plenty of memes with their faces photoshopped on that couple for sure.
Right, but you look at what happened to that couple, and there are 2 impending divorces happening, and Mike Vrabel is going to lose a buttload of money over this.
This is the same guy that said he'd donate his nuts for a Super Bowl. Well, you may be donating them without a Super Bowl win at this point.
He may not have anything to donate. All right. Look, it's Masters time. It is Masters time, and I know we had the saloon up here. Let's get to this because we asked the question, if you won the Masters, what would you come up with? And I have some real questions about your menu, my friend.
Okay.
So your main dish would include filet mignon, grilled chicken gizzards, mama hockey style.
Yep.
With salad, rice, potatoes, apple pie, blackberry custard, protein shakes for dessert. See, I have questions. And then you throw in the open bar. Explain this menu to me.
Yeah, well, you're going with your top options, right? Filet mignon, you can't beat a good steak. Grilled chicken, you can't beat grilled chicken. I eat it all the time. But if you haven't had chicken gizzards, 1, make sure you get them right. 2, make sure to stop by Mom's house because I grew up on chicken gizzards. I would eat those. That would be my birthday dish. I would have Mom fry me some chicken gizzards. So I'm telling you, I don't like chicken liver. Chicken gizzards, though, chef's kiss, especially if Mom makes them. The sides, I kept it simple. Salad, rice, potatoes, strictly bodybuilder sides, right? Then you get to the dessert where I know you have questions.
I'm so glad you said that. Go ahead.
Yeah. So apple pie. Love apple pie. I love blackberry custard. And then I added the protein shakes because if I won the Masters, a lot of my buddies are coming to this party. And some of them may be doing a show or getting ready to prep for a show. So I would have a chef there to make the best protein shakes that taste like a dessert. Like right now, we have a frappe caramel protein powder. You mix it with some cold brew, blend it up. It tastes just like from Starbucks. Probably not, but to me, it tastes like Starbucks. I don't drink Starbucks. I did want to add a caveat to the open bar. You would have the finest of beverages, all of the Miller Lite you could have. You would have all the spirits you could have. And then I would add Tennessee moonshine, not the fake old smoky crap you get in Gatlinburg. None of that. No, that is not moonshine.
Dude,
that is watered. That's watered down alcohol. I'm talking Bubba from the Sticks sending up a mason jar full of moonshine, and that's the moonshine we would have.
All right. So my only moonshine, the way I got introduced to moonshine. I was in the military, in the Army. I was stationed over in Germany. My roommate was from Georgia. And he came back and he was holding a handle of vodka. He goes, "You want to do a little sip and shine?" And I'm like, "What?" He says, "It's some apple shine, a little sipping shine."
Yeah.
And I'm like, all right. So he pours me off a shot. He tells me before he hands it to me, don't be an idiot and do this all in one shot. You don't want to do that.
Yeah, you do.
Oh, no, he was right. Because I'm like, I can handle it. I do shots of tequila. Whatever. This is nothing. I do this. And first of all, I slammed the shot. And it is the most wonderful, just apple flavor. It's an apple explosion.
Yep.
And then it got to about right here.
Yep.
And I couldn't talk. I couldn't breathe. It felt like my chest was on fire. I thought I was going to die. I've never touched moonshine since.
Man. No, like, hold on. I know this is not professional.
Uh-oh. So, in another full disclosure, I got to ask him too, because what's Mama Hockey style gizzards? Where did he go?
I'm right here.
Okay. All right.
So this is what flavor is this? This is Hunch Punch. We used to call it hooch juice, but this is Hunch Punch. It's just, clear. Red. I haven't actually tried this yet, so I need to do that.
All right.
But now listen though,
yeah,
you can make legit moonshine, especially apple pie, blackberry. They can flavor it to taste really good. They can also make it where you could start your car with it, and I've had a few of these.
So that was the other side of my skin, because I got told that the way you test it is you can actually light it on fire and it'll burn blue.
That's good.
If it burns yellow, there's too many it's not pure.
Right.
There's some impurities to it. You want that blue flame. And I'm like, give me a Guinness and Jameson. You know what? Jameson doesn't catch on fire. I don't want that. I just don't need that threat in my life right now. I don't want that combustible. Look at you. It's happening to you right now. I can see it in your chest. It's.
Oh no, dude, I'm solid.
All right.
This isn't that stout.
All right. So let me ask you this. Mama Hockey style gizzards.
Mm-hmm.
What makes Mama Hockey's gizzards different?
How she fries them. She's got to do something how she fries them. I never ask. I just know my birthday, friends would come over. I knew they wouldn't want to eat it. I would request it because I would eat all of them. I mean, she would make like a big thing of them, and I eat them all. There's a gas station, too, if you're ever in my neck of the woods. Well, former neck of the woods. In Hartsville, Tennessee. Used to go basketball camps. They would sell them for breakfast. So whoever made them there in that little gas station, those are the second best to Mama Hockey's. But
All right.
Now we're thinking about it. I haven't had chicken gizzards in a while, and my birthday's coming up in about a month or so. So I hope she's watching because I'm due for some chicken gizzards.
Okay. So listen, we got to get, because I haven't seen any. I was scrolling through the chat. I haven't seen any of the saloon shots posted yet. So we don't know who's going for the saloon. Also, what is the one thing that you would have on your master's menu item? Drop that in the chat. I think this is such an interesting conversation because I get such a glimpse into your life off of this menu, right? Because I saw protein shakes and I'm like, what the?
Yep.
Protein shakes? And now you explain it, you walk it through, and I'm like, oh, okay. I get it.
Yep.
I understand it. So, and the chicken gizzards, Mama Hockey's, because the same guy who let me taste this moonshine for the very first time also introduced me to chicken gizzards. And fried, nice battered, little hot sauce, cold beer. There's nothing better in life. Let me get to my menu. Interested on your thoughts because I went a little different than yours. So I went appetizers, soup, salad, entrees, dessert. Appetizers, raw oysters on the half shell, ahi tuna, and an avocado stack, and then beef carpaccio. For salads, I decided I was going to give people two choices of salads: a classic wedge salad with some bacon and blue cheese, A Caesar salad for those people who hear blue cheese and panic, right?
Me.
Because
Yep.
there are no mid-range blue cheese people. You either enjoy it or you hate it, and I'm on the enjoy side. So
Yeah, I want to eat mold. I'll just go eat some mold. I can't do blue cheese.
all right, see, you're the same guy that would be getting the Caesar salad.
I would.
She crab soup and chicken noodle soup. She crab, because you're down south. And first of all, I just came from North Carolina, where I can eat that every day, man. I can eat it every day. By the way, raw oysters, ahi tuna, and beef carpaccio should be on the menu solid all the time.
Yep. 100%.
Chicken noodle, just because it's that comfort thing, right?
Yeah.
For my entrees, you're only getting 2. Your choice. Tomahawk steak, because if you're going to put a steak on the plate, why not make it the biggest, baddest ass steak you can possibly find? And that is a 50, 60 ounce tomahawk steak with that 3-foot bone hanging off the end of it, right? I want to feel like Fred Flintstone holding that thing.
100%.
Or if you're not a meat eater, a Spanish seafood paella. The sides, this is where you're going to judge me. And I know it. I can feel it, because your group is all about fitness. My group is about fitness all into my plate so I can eat it. And that's garlic mashed potatoes, fettuccine Alfredo, grilled veggies, because I'm trying to be healthy, and wild mushroom risotto, family style, right? You pick whatever you want to eat to go along with whatever you're obviously not going to get the risotto with the seafood paella. That doesn't make any damn sense. Dessert, a creme brulee, sticky toffee pudding, or assorted gelatos, that Italian ice cream, because I figured whoever orders the gelatos literally is trying to pretend that they just didn't eat 3 pounds of meat.
Gotcha. Yeah, I like it. Now, I would get the tomahawk steak, because me with seafood, I can eat my weight in seafood. Like, if I could get in a peel and eat shrimp eating contest, there's nobody on the planet that could take me down eating some like peel and eat shrimp, bacon, donuts. I would win those, because I don't have a filler. I don't get full. So I would go with the tomahawk steak, just because I might actually get full off of it. I do like the sides. There were some good sides in there. I don't see nothing wrong with yours. I love oysters. I think this is a good menu.
You like
I
this?
the desserts? Yeah, I like it. Solid.
I took it a step further.
All right.
Came up with a beverage menu to go along with your food. So for wine, I figured for the steak, a little Joseph Phelps insignia, a little Cabernet Sauvignon. For the fish or the seafood, a little Chardonnay, something a little buttery, a little oaky, cut through the seafood, brings a little acid and citrus to it. Here's where it gets interesting. We're doing the bourbon.
Mm-hmm.
Because, first of all, dude, if I win the Masters, I'm like a biker walking into the Masters dinner. Like, all right, let's eat. And I'm doing some bourbon. And for the steak, I'm doing Blanton single barrel, which is delicious.
Yep.
The paella, a Woodford Reserve, the double oaked. It is, believe it or not, it's a very, very light bourbon, and it adds. I've had this before with paella. Yep. It does add to the flavor. It's a great match if you're into bourbon and wine pairings or beverage pairings. For dessert, and I know you like this, my personal favorite as a nightcap, a dessert bourbon, Jefferson's Ocean.
Oh, yeah. Or if you just want to sit in the sauna and sweat off a fever, you can take it in there with you as well.
There's that too. You just take it in there and you kind of relax. But it's a great relaxing bourbon, isn't it? It's one of those ones.
Yeah. Really
just
easy to drink.
So we do have some. Nate says, who doesn't want to go blind from moonshine? I guess that's the flame test.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, you got to check it. You got to make sure it's approved, redneck approved.
Now, look at this.
Okay.
Let's break this down. A little steak and cake, filet mignon, topped with a crab cake. Sides are a salad and baked sweet potato. For dessert, Papa's blackberry cobbler and her little sister's chocolate no-bake cookies.
That blackberry cobbler just sounds good. I love
Doesn't it?
anything blackberry. Yeah, that's a
Yeah,
solid.
yeah, yeah.
Love crab cakes.
I was going to say, you had me at steak and crab cake. Hell yeah.
100%.
Nate brings up a question. He says, do you follow the voyages when you drink the ocean? So this is going to make me sound like a jerk, but it's the absolute truth. One of the guys I play music with happens to own a liquor store. And so when Jefferson's Ocean first came out, and on the retail end of things, and they were pushing this, at the time, a liquor store could only get 2 bottles per voyage every 6 months. So It was very restricted. He would keep one for himself. I would buy the other one. And we started building a vertical. I can tell you that I have at least 1 bottle of every voyage since Jefferson's Ocean became available retail.
Damn. I only have 1 bottle. I'm not that bothered, but yeah.
And you would be surprised at how many times people have tried to get me to break into those older voyages, the initial voyages. And I won't do it. Simply, 1, you can't find a replacement for it right now. But 2, that's some retirement money right there, man. That's not drinking bourbon. That's selling bourbon to somebody else who wants it. So
100%,
yeah. And the only reason I have that connection is through music. And shout out to John. The name of the liquor store is called Cork Monkey. It's right here in central New York. And he has done me a solid. He is also a subscriber to juststatsports.com and he's been using our website on the predictive markets. And I think that I know what he's doing, but I want to put together a segment so that other people, because those predictive markets now are available in all 50 states. You can be anywhere in the country and place money on the outcome. You're not sports betting technically, which is
right.
BS.
Like
You're splitting hairs. Right.
Yeah.
Right.
You're day betting. Instead of day trading, you're day betting.
Yeah. It literally is like day trading. He uses it for day trading on there because what he does is he buys contracts at a certain point and then sells them once he gets to another point. He doesn't care about the outcome of the game. He's just looking for edges and people to buy on their way up. So
Joe says not Nevada. They're not able to do that in Nevada.
Oh, that's right. Nevada was able to get the injunction against Kalshi and Poly Markets and ProfitX. They were able to do it. And you know what? I stand corrected. I said they were available in all 50 states. I want to say there's like 4 or 5 states that have been successful in stopping a temporary, not a permanent, but a temporary injunction against these markets being available in those states. So if it's available in your state, I will be putting together a video on how you can day trade with sports. And it's a very interesting concept or anything, to be honest with you.
Lord knows you don't need to have fun.
No.
Especially in the gambling mecca of the United States.
No, you can't do that. You got to pay the sports books in Nevada. That's what you got to do.
You got to go see Joe. That's it. You got to go see Joe.
Which I would say is a 10 out of 10.
Yeah. Judging by your experience, I'd vouch for you. I think it'd be a 10 out of 10.
First of all, Joe drinks like a fish.
Yep.
I was like, whoa. I thought I was going to, show up, have a beer or 2, and 8 shots later that Joe had, I was like, no, I can't do that. Ooh.
See, it depends on my situation. I don't drink a lot anymore because my lifestyle is way too hectic to do that. But for instance, when DG came to town, I definitely tied one on that night. I feel like that's one of the last nights I really tied one on. And then we had to come do the show the next day, and me and DG were both half dead.
Well, you were rubbing knees. We all remember that.
Wow. Yeah. That was a bro rub.
You know what? I don't want to know what that is. Want to know what that is. What are your plans for this weekend, Robbie? Let's get the hell out of here. We're bumping up on an hour.
Yeah, actually, for all my wrestling fans, it's Road to WrestleMania. If you haven't been watching wrestling, it has gotten very interesting the last couple of weeks. I think the storylines, it's a soap opera. The storylines are right on point. I'm interested to see where they take some of this stuff. Tomorrow, 2 soccer games as normal during soccer season. And then David has a little couple weeks late birthday deal. So we're taking him and all of his buddies go watch the new Mario, go hang out at Dave & Buster's Saturday night, do that. And then I'm hoping Sunday is really chill. That's what I'm hoping for anyway. Gotcha.
Yeah, it's I've got a household of family who are coming over this weekend. We have my sister-in-law's visiting from Montana, so she's here. So all my wife's family's coming up to say hello and see how things are going. So that translates to me being locked in my office, watching sports quietly, uninterrupted, and not having
researching.
Right.
Research.
Working. But listen, thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. I am Mark Wallace. This is Robbie Hockey, Mr. Rob Denson. Can't thank you guys enough for spending your time with us this Friday afternoon. Hope you have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and be right back here Monday at 2:00. I think it's going to be me and DG, or it might be one of us. Who knows? We'll get it figured out. But until then, listen, enjoy your weekend. Be kind to one another. We'll see you then.